What is up, nerds? It is Capz, Deekz, and Shades, and we are talking all things John Cena. The idea of this video is just us to discuss what's gonna happen with John Cena, in terms of if he beats Cody at SummerSlam. Obviously, this is happening before SummerSlam. This video, so this video could mean something for about a month. If not, and he beats Cody at SummerSlam, then this could mean something a lot longer. So we're doing this on pretenses that Cena is going to... This is basically the end of Cena's run, and if he's still champion. Okay, so this is the idea we have of this video. Everyone's got a different matters of opinion. So what do we think is going to happen with Mr. Number 17? Technically the greatest of all time, if you count him in numbers, as he's being called. There's a lot. So far, obviously, the heel run's been interesting. It hasn't been what a lot of people expected, and I think that makes sense, because if what we expected was a really cool heel turn from John Cena, then he's playing to the fans, and that kind of defeats the object of him being a real awful heel. So it doesn't make sense to him to have a really good heel run in terms of what he's doing. However, the pipe bomb that he done of CM Punk, that feud has just happened. Probably his best heel promo.
That was beautiful.
By far. It was great.
That was, you know, the whole CM Punk and John thing. The second that even got a whiff of being a thing, we already knew that was going to be sick.
Yeah.
You know? Then you had Cena pipe bomb, and then the night after, very close after, you had
the SmackDown
Punkonomics.
Night before.
Punkonomics. Yeah.
The whole playing into each other. That was perfect.
Yeah, it was a good moment. It was a good moment.
I'm gonna say it's the best rivalry Cena's had currently.
I enjoyed it.
But
that's obviously I'm trying to avoid talking all the rivalries. Obviously, the one thing we want to cover here is the thing for Cena. So look, I have a couple of things in mind. I know Deekz has got something in mind, so I'm going to drop mine. We'll discuss briefly, then we'll bring in Deekz, discuss briefly. Shades will do yours, and then if we kind of think of an idea that's kind of come off of any of them, then we go from there. I think there's a few things that could happen. I think the story here is Cena doesn't retire with his title. This is what I think. He doesn't retire with a title. He gets right to the end, and then maybe Saturday night's main event, obviously being the last show that he's supposedly at. That's when he drops the title. However, I think at the time of when Cena drops the title with Saturday Night Main Event, he's the face going into that match, and the person that he's actually going to be dropping the title to is the heel Cody Rhodes. That's what I think happens at Saturday Night Main Event. Cody gets the title back, this time as a heel, and at that show, Cody walks off, he scurries away, he doesn't need to have a big moment there, and then we get the final. By this time, Cena's the face for a while, crowd are behind him, they all love him again, and we get the thank you Cena, please don't go, and all that kind of stuff. So I think Cena retires as a face, and I think he loses the title on the night that he retires to a heel Cody Rhodes. That's where I see it playing out. Thoughts?
Ooh.
It's not a bad shout. It's plausible. It's possibly doable through WWE right now. So yeah, it's not a bad shout.
On what you've just said, something that plays straight into it is Cody is starting to get more menacing in the ring.
Well,
you're starting
100%.
And even the commentators recently called, or what was it they called him?
Aggressive.
Yeah.
I would say you would definitely started to see it in shades of the in moments, especially against Randy Orton at Night of Champions, and then even Drew McIntyre come out and said that we see a different side of Cody. Obviously, that was this week on Raw, on SmackDown. Sorry, before Drew got hit with an RKO. So we are seeing glimpses of heel Cody. Now, I will say more to Deekz. I think Shades, maybe you've kind of seen a little, but obviously I tend to kind of spend a lot of time online and watching other companies and all that stuff. You guys are heavily more WWE based, which is fine. Everyone's got favorites. I'm sway more towards WWE, but then I do watch AEW. I try to watch TNA and so on and so on. I don't think you guys have seen heel Cody Rhodes like in New Japan, and when he was kind of on that run of like when he turned on Kenny, and then he was psychotic, and that was a different heel that you would have seen in WWE. This heel version of Cody, I think, is what we're going to get soon. So in order for the stuff to happen, heel Cody needs to appear, and I think we are getting closer and closer to heel Cody, and that's going to be the person that dethrones Cena. So that's why I think it's going to happen. I think it happens then.
I've seen a couple of clips, I'll say, of what you're referencing. And if that's what we're going to get, then that's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone who's like, let's just go straight WWE fan. No one is prepared for that level of Cody. You know? It's a completely different direction for Cody in a WWE sense. From what we've had, Dashing and Stardust, and now the American Nightmare.
Yeah.
They haven't witnessed the brutal, psychotic, I'm going to rip your throat out version of Cody. To just play off you a little bit, the longer he goes without this title, the more angry I see him getting.
Exactly. Because he wants something back. So I just think at some point he's going to lose his mind, and it's going to drive him crazy. To the point where this is why I think he's going to turn. Now, before you say anything else, Deekz, it's your opinion.
I'm seeing what you guys are on about with Cody's reactions, things he's doing in the ring, his mic stuff he's doing. He's getting more aggressive, more angry, and things like that. But I don't think the heel turn will happen to win the title. I think it'll happen when he doesn't win the title.
Well, put it this way: he has a match against Cena at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So what's that? That's August. So we've got September, October, November, December. 4 months.
I don't suppose you've got a date list there for Cena, right?
No, we haven't got. I don't think they have a Saturday Night's Main Event final date.
It's not confirmed yet. None of that stuff through.
From what I've seen, at least.
What I was going to reference to was SummerSlam. How many dates do we use up with Cena until we get there?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't have dates for that yet. I don't think.
If it's a significant chunk, is what I'm looking. If it's a good chunk of the 16, let's say it's maybe 9. Yeah, that leaves 7 left.
Yeah,
and if we're gonna go on your basis of we're gonna get babyface Cena, right? He needs a few dates to bring that back.
I don't think he does. Personally, this is the good thing about Cena. Sorry, but the reason I say I don't think he does is because if we get heel Cody Rhodes, right, and Cody goes on a warpath, let's say, for example, he loses to Cena again, right? Cody snaps. Now, if Cody was to snap and they keep building and building and building and building, all Cody needs to do is just keep taking it out on people. At some point, Cena's going to come out and make the save. All Cena has to do is come out and make a save. He doesn't need to cut a promo. Doesn't need to do anything. He needs to come out, even if it's at a show, come out, make a save for the person. Instantly, by that happening, John Cena turns face. It's going to be that quick.
It's easier than really
Cena slowing down and thinking about what he's doing. We've seen it. It's been live on air. We've seen him stop and take a second and go, wait a minute. No, I'm going to kick your head and stuff. But so, we've already gone from straight heel Cena, I'm going to low blow you, I'm going to hit you with the title, I'm going to, 5 knuckle duster you, which we haven't
Yeah.
seen yet, which I really would like to see, to Cena standing there going, all right, second guess, second guess, second guess. Now I'm going to hit you with the title.
Okay.
You know?
All right, so let's move on from my. Go on. Last thing.
In Cena's career, he hasn't been a heel at all. He's always been face. So it's hard for him to be a heel.
Technically,
Hold on.
when he
Yeah.
hang on, technically once he started doing the thugonomics gimmick, he wasn't classed as a
There you
heel.
go.
He was classed as a villain. So
Yeah.
depends how you sway that word. In my opinion, if you're a villain in a Marvel movie,
Villain,
you're the bad guy.
Villain.
So I class it under the same thing.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I class.
even when he was the villain Cena as Thugonomics, the crowd loved him.
Yeah, that's why he became more of a face. Originally, he was being
He was a
booed.
food. I mean, they loved him for that. His rapping style and his gangster look and all that. They loved it.
So, all right. Well, let's move on from my prediction.
People love the Joker, but he's still a villain.
That's a valid point.
That's a fair point.
So let's move on from my opinion. I want Deekz. I want you to go next. So what's your controversial take on this?
My controversial take is probably going to get hated by both of you two. I think Cena's going to retire with the title.
Now elaborate.
I think it's time for WWE to upgrade and replace the current WWE Championship belt from the horrible W, which has been for like 10 to 12 years, to a nice brand new shiny belt.
Okay.
And this is the time to do it by letting Cena retire with the old one.
Okay. Valid. That's a fair point.
You know, I've heard gripes all over the internet about this title, saying people hate it. It's old. It's disgusting. They don't like it anymore. They want it gone.
Yeah.
And it's not a new thing either.
few
It's been going like this for at least 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, I agree. It's a valid opinion.
I mean, there's a few things. There's a few titles that need to change when you look at it. That are quote unquote outdated, and this W one is one of them. Really, you know, like as Deekz said, 10 to 12 years. Normally, we get title, updates, if you will. Maybe this one is overdue.
Thing is, the updates they've had in this title, I think, is so subtle. It's the same belt constantly.
Yeah, no, I do. I see what you mean.
I mean, it's been W. I can remember it was the W with a red belt. Now it's W with a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
There's also W blue belt as well.
It's not changing the title.
You know,
Look,
this is the prime chance for them to go to do a nice new big World Heavyweight Championship belt.
You've got a World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, but what?
No, but for the upgrade for the one I've got now,
Universal?
a nice new one. Universal, not Universal. What? WWE Championship belt, new one. I would rather have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt over the WWE Universal Championship belt. If you offered me the Universal Championship belt for free, I still won't take it. I'd rather pay £200 for a World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Okay. All right.
That's how much I'm over the title.
All right, Shades, you had something to say. Come back to that. What was you going to say?
Who's to say that he has to leave with the title for the title to change? Why not change it for us? If we're gonna go on with what Deekz has said that he walks away? Who's to say he doesn't want to walk away with a title he designs?
Yeah,
Well,
but we've had
if
these
we're gonna
designs
get-
that he designs.
If we're gonna get Psychotic Cody, which not gonna lie, I kind of want, and he wins the title, then the title can change and become this demonic-looking psychotic. I'm gonna quote this like a Darby Allin type style. Fully just change the thing.
Right.
Or like when Punk had it and he spray painted over it and he changed it,
Bloody
and
excellent.
what I mean? Like, who's to say that we get Psychotic Cody, Cena walks away with his tail between his legs because he ain't got the title, and Cody or Jay or Gunther or whoever takes it doesn't changes the title
Mm-hmm.
and makes it dead.
But
You know,
the whole idea of Cena walking away with the title, it makes them have to make a new title. If Cena loses it, they won't change it.
Okay, so in your
but they can do that
theory
anyway.
hang on. So your theory is having Cena retire the WWE Championship completely. Right, I just want to clear things up. So him retiring it completely, walking away with it, and then in doing so, WWE are then forced to make a new title, which is what fans want. One, what do they call it? Is it still classed as a WWE Championship?
Yes. Clean, simple, down to the point. WWE Championship.
All right. So real quick. So just to ask this question, when they had the big gold belt, World Heavyweight Championship, right? They retired it or unified it with the WWE Championship. When they brought it back, what was your thoughts on them calling it a World Heavyweight?
I didn't mind them calling it World Heavyweight because it was the World Heavyweight Championship belt. Does
the lineage count? So let's say, for example, what you said happens, and then the first person to become the champion, Seth Rollins. Is Seth now a modern day WWE champion with the new title, or does the lineage continue? Because if it continues, the belt technically didn't retire. That's my only concern.
When Seth Rollins won that brand new World Heavyweight Championship belt, that was a remastered belt, which makes Seth Rollins the original champion of that belt.
So it was never retired?
It was never retired, no. It was remade.
So you're saying Cena technically then doesn't retire the belt? What you're saying is Cena walks away with that version of the belt, and a new belt is made for WWE. So he walks away with that WWE title, but then WWE brings in another title, still called the WWE Championship, but it's a whole new look.
Yeah.
So he's not officially retiring the belt; he's retiring the design because you need to be. Okay. Right. Okay.
So going on that logic, then there's been the lineage is still the same from the spinner to so on and so on and so on.
Yes. Or if they've retired the belt, they haven't retired the name.
No, they've retired the design.
But they're going with. But the whole company thing right now is leaves with the belt. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Saying
then he hasn't specified. I see what you're saying, but technically he's going to leave with. If he retires with that, if Cena retires with that, he leaves with that belt. Technically, what Deekz is saying is correct. He's left with that title. If WWE was then to make a new WWE Championship, then that's still the WWE Championship because they're allowing it to continue with the lineage. It's just a new design. So I see what he's saying. However, the lineage thing, it doesn't make sense. Like I know what you're saying, but again, it doesn't make sense with the new World Heavyweight. So he needs to be a bit more.
We went from the spinner to what? Yeah, whatever it was back then. Can't remember that far back. You're telling me that's the new one. The first one was a big fidget spinner.
So from the spinner, I think it was 2013. The Rock. It was when Cena was feuding with The Rock, and then after The Rock won it, he said that he didn't want to come out to basically a toy. So in doing so, he then released his version, which was the WWE, and he said the champion underneath it. I vaguely remember that. So essentially, you'd want to get rid of that look at the title and then bring in a new title to basically replace it.
Yeah, a modern version of it, but without the big W's on it.
Okay.
It's going to have a W on it.
I know that, but I said without the W.
What he's saying is he would like them to bring one out. This is what he would like to happen. For them to not have one that hasn't got the big ass W on it. So like going back to like the Winged Eagle, for example, or something like that. Even like how the IC looks, kind of thing. Like a title without the big ass W on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's my reason behind Cena not losing the title and retiring with it. That's my reason behind it. That's what I hope for.
All right, Shades. What's your theory?
Well, looking at everything that we've seen so far, it really seems to lean very heavily into one name, Cody Rhodes. And that's not because I'm a big fan of the whole storyline. We've gone from Cody dropping the title to Cena, and then various people in the middle, Randy, Punk. Now we're back to Cody. Why not go? Cody drops title, Randy, Punk, whoever in the middle, to someone else. Why did it have to be Cody Rhodes again? Now, are we going back into a finish my story kind of thing? Like, like part 2, finish my story, reclaim my title for my family? Are we going, as you said, psychotic Cody, where, he's going to go slightly different, where he completely just obliterates Cena into submission, whatever, just pure, whatever match that is. If we're getting psychotic, like out of my mind, Cody Rhodes, then it has to be like a TLC match, like somewhere where they can get, a cage match, where they can get extreme with it. If we're gonna get that, now he drops the title to Rhodes through the one way. If we now, this is still based on the psychotic version, the one way where he can come back as a face, where he's like, doesn't make a 10 count, knocked out cold, be last man standing, doesn't get up, and then has that feely with the fans, at the end, like, okay. One, I've created a monster, and 2, maybe I made a mistake. When Cody does win the title, Cena gets that moment to sit there, recollect for a bit, which we've already seen him do.
Okay,
He's
but
already
what point does this happen?
that recollection in the ring.
At what point does it
If it
happen?
doesn't happen at SummerSlam, then it needs to happen on the next one. I can see it being a Cody Cena whole thing. Not just a one match thing at SummerSlam. If Cody don't win, it will continue on. If Cody does win, then it starts to happen there.
Right. Deekz, what's your thoughts on that?
There's a small hole in that. If Cena does drop it to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, there's no reason if Cody Rhodes then to go dark. If we got what he wanted, so Cena has to win SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm saying he goes psychotic on the way to SummerSlam. It drives him that much up the wall that he's already in a psychotic state. He comes out at SummerSlam like Demon Finn Balor.
I can't see it.
Okay.
He comes out aggressive.
I can't see it. Not SummerSlam.
Why not? Why can't you see it happening?
Cody's snapping slowly, not fast enough. And for Cody to snap in 4 weeks, Cena's going to apply a whole load of heat to him to get him to snap that quick.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cena's going to do that. I don't think Cena wants to go against and enrage Cody Rhodes. He wants to keep Cody Rhodes calm so he can have another win against him. I don't think he's going to push people that far to make them angry. He don't done it with Punk to get under his skin, because Punk, when he's under his skin, isn't going to beat Cena.
Yeah.
Cena will play to his strengths, not his weaknesses. He's already proved that already against Cody Rhodes when he won the title. He proved it against Randy Orton when he beat him for the defending title. He proved it again against Punk.
Yeah.
Cody's already started snapping.
Yeah, but that's only at King of the Ring. There was only that last thing.
Yeah,
like, it has to be.
We'll see. We'll see. I've got a feeling that big shocks coming to the wrestling world. Big shocks coming to the fan base.
As much as Shades what you're saying, I get it. But let's say, for example, you say it happens at the next one. The last thing is John Cena's Saturday Night Main Event. That's his last date. Whenever that date is, that's his last show. Do you not think him dropping that title and having his thank you Cenas on the same night would make more sense? Or do you think, because let's say, for example, Cody wins at SummerSlam, right? As a heel, which technically turns Cena face, right? So if that happens, Cena's then chasing. So at some point, Cena, if he's going to chase, when does he win it? Because he's got to lose it again.
He don't win it. He don't win it. They do this incredible storyline that leads right up to main event, and we have this brutal matchup, wherever it is, and he doesn't get the job done. Just like he didn't get the job done for WrestleMania after WrestleMania after Mania. And then he falls into the laps of the fans again. You get all of the thank yous. We love yous. Don't go. I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. Whatever. You know, we get all of the soppy.
Right.
Cena, like, picture Cena and Mania where he didn't get the job done.
Yeah.
Heartbroken. You could see on the face of Cena heartbroken. Who's to say he doesn't get the job done at Saturday night's main event on his last date? And that's when you get it all.
See, I get the story.
Psychotic self into the thing, into the back. Cena's left wherever in the arena, whether it's on the ring, in the ring, on the apron, on the outside, and you know he's just looking around, fans clapping, whatever they're doing. You know?
Now I'm gonna just put something in your head, right? And I want you to understand what I'm saying. And I'm not downplaying anything you said, right? It's similar to what we said about what I said at the beginning about having Cody heel. Okay? Again, I'm not against that. But this is why I think this Saturday night main event and Cena being a face, right? And him dropping it to Cody then is so damn important. Now, anyone knows, any big wrestling fan, if someone is retiring, they have one job to do on their final match. That is to put the person over that you are facing. So the person that's retiring, you go out on your back, you take the 3 count, and you put that person over. Yes, true. Are we all in agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. We've seen the counter time.
Right. Okay. So this is why I say this part is important. Imagine Cena then has to face heel Cody Rhodes, a Cody Rhodes that he hasn't seen before, the reckless nightmare that just tears apart the entire locker room for one reason and one reason only. He wants that title.
Power.
Right? Now we've set the seed like this. Now we get to Saturday night main event. Cena says to Cody, this is your last chance. If you can't do it, I leave with the fan base with me, knowing that you will never get this title because I'm going to take it away. Drives Cody even more insane. Now what happens at Saturday night main event? Cody does everything in his power physically to beat Cena. We then get that moment where Cody finally beats Cena, scurries away, and he has his happy moment. Now what's happened so far? Cena's put over Cody as the heel, right? Cody finally gets his big moment, which means we carry this story on, and Cena then gets to say goodbye to the fans, whether he's in a bloody mess or not. Now, this is the part that's important, right? We know Cena's retiring, yeah? That's his final show. So what is the next thing that's gonna... Yeah, so what is the next thing that's gonna happen and come out of Cody Rhodes' mouth on the next show that he's at? I am the last person that I am the one person, that retired John Cena. That is his claim.
I would put it in a different word. I would put it, I'm the person that retired the greatest of all time.
So, in order for that to happen, Cena has to lose that title at Saturday Night Main Event.
That makes more sense.
I like it. It stings more.
Taken what I've said and added to it. It's
That's
kind
why
of like combined what you said, combined with what I've said, and we've made perfection.
That, for me, that makes more sense. Deekz, if that was to happen, would you be against it? Because I know you're talking about the title design.
I wouldn't be against it, but it makes sense as well.
Okay.
It makes pure sense. So I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't mind seeing Cena and Cody go for a third time, and Cody then win it on a third attempt. I don't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
Bearing in mind, we're talking full on, I'm gonna kill you, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
we see a side of Cody that hasn't been seen.
Happy American nightmare that that touches, look at me, fans, sign autograph. No, well, you guys don't know what's coming.
Yeah. I think we need to see a side of Cody that we've never seen before, at least in WWE. I do think he's coming. Anyone else got anything to add to what we've said?
If Cena isn't going to retire with the title, which is, I'm going to say, hopefully yes. If he doesn't retire with the title, yes, I would love to see him and Cody go third time at the last ever show of Cena and be in a brutal, no rule match and let them destroy each other. I'm happy with that. All
right. Final thought, Shades?
A ruckus is coming that no one is aware of.
All right, guys, that's been our opinion, obviously, on John Cena as the final champion, what's going to happen to him if he takes the title, if he retires with it, or so on and so forth. Please subscribe. We do have 3 live streams coming out this week. That is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That I believe we may be doing some watch-alongs as well, so keep your eyes on the on the YouTube and obviously our social medias. If you can, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we have another video coming out or when we are live. All we ask is if you hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, let us know you're there, give us a like, and that will help us with the algorithm. Guys, it's been great talking. See you later.